moment. See you soon. Ladies and gentlemen, oh, I've actually got to swap the scores around. So, Ord, if you're back,
in the upper left-hand corner of your map, it is the player who jumped out to a 2-0 lead, but is now finding himself in the ace match. It is in the blue from Acer, the Zerg player, Nerchio.
And his opponent in the lower right. I don't even know how he won that game, but he did. Guys, it's the Red ZOTAC.
I think I may have said ace match, but I did not mean that.
Well, the Acer match, am I right? Because it's Nerchio! Ah, that save! But guys, this has been a wild series so far. The first game, I gotta say, was not that thrilling. I kind of wasn't sure how this would go, but Game 2 and Game 3 have been the most exciting ZVZs we've seen in a bit. So I do recommend, if you're just watching this game, you go back to the VODs, which are available both on our Twitch channel and on our YouTube, to see exactly how this series progressed to the point where it is. Now, Chtors, of course, the big scary thing is, while he did win that game and he's starting to muscle his way back in the series, the reality is, if he loses this game, he is out. Nerchio has 2 games to fall back upon, and he just... 100 euros, man. It's no small chunk of change.
It's a pretty big deal, honestly. The exchange rate, US dollars wise, is still right there at 130. So that's it's a pretty penny for a couple hours of StarCraft that you were going to play anyway, as both of these players get warmed up for tournaments that they'll be playing in. Perhaps Chtors, I'm assuming, just by the level of play we've seen out of him, but...
Well... Hang on, I'm going to talk about something about that in a second, but Nerchio going with a very early gas here. It looks to be, for once in this series, Nerchio is going to be the aggressor, I would imagine. But the thing I talk about with ZOTACs a lot, I feel, I mean, yeah, you're going to have high-level practice partners. Like, Nerchio's got an entire team of amazing players he can practice with. Chtors might not be afforded that same opportunity, and even if he loses here today, he's essentially paid nothing but time to get some of the best Zerg versus Zerg practice he could hope to afford, because the latter is alright, but you gotta play against someone like Nerchio to hone your skills.
And especially playing against the same person time and time again, like that's where the practice really comes in. And I was waiting there. I thought maybe we were gonna have Nerchio. Didn't go with the Baneling Nest immediately. Fine.
Yeah, with that early gas, it's just for the speed, but you know what? This is going to be Ling all-in, man. I'm calling it right now, pulling the gas off the way he did. And this is... Nerchio was the first guy I watched at Heart of the Swarm. When I watched him stream, he doesn't stream often, sadly, but when I watched him stream, he's like... He's just evil, man. He sits there and he laughs. He's like, oh, you made a couple Banelings? Or just, ha, that's cute. I've got like 700 Zerglings. Deal with it. Like, it is awesome watching him work.
And now, I'm getting confused here by the colors, but...
yeah, Nerchio's been red for the entire series.
Yeah.
Now he's blue. What the hell's going on?
Nerchio there was poking in with a couple of Zerglings, was attacking an egg. And somehow that didn't work out for those Zerglings, but Chtors is able to push him away. Right now we're looking at just 6 Lings for Nerchio and 2 for Chtors.
Yeah, but a significant more about to pop on the field here, Ord.
Yep.
And I like that he's... Nerchio, I'm surprised he didn't go clear with the Overlord. Normally he's the guy who does this. He'll send the Queen out, he'll sacrifice the Inject to get the Overlord out of the way so he can get those Zerglings across the map undetected, but sadly... He's got a lot of Zerglings that are just going to be revealed, and it's going to be like, what's up? But luckily, Chtors was already making a ton of his own. A significant amount of Zerglings of his own now on the way. So this may or may not work out for Nerchio. We'll have to see. He'll have a few seconds where speed is advantageous. So guys, keep in mind, speed doesn't make you do more damage. It does not make you attack faster. Just gives you positioning. And already evacuating the base here is Chtors.
Queens are on that ramp. Baneling Nest is completed, so 2 Banelings are being morphed in immediately, and it looks like Nerchio is going to be able to kill.
He's paying it back for last game.
No big deal, yeah.
He remembered the debt.
It's so weird too because it was the blue player doing it that time, and now the blue player again gets to do it. So that's a pro tip for ZDZ.
Oh, Nerchio is almost getting stuck in there by the Broodlings.
Oh man, does barely manage to get out of there. Overall, though, supplies even.
Well, you gotta keep in mind the big thing about getting the hatchery. Not only does it, well, it's the hatchery. I mean, actually, wait a sec. We got this Zergling scuffle in the middle of the map. But not only is it the hatchery. Oh, even it's the Baneling. Wow. But anyways, not only is it the hatchery, it makes one of these queens so useless. What's she gonna inject? Absolutely nothing. She's gotta wait till the hatchery's up. So this is a significant amount of lost time. And if Nerchio continues to flood lings behind this, even without his own Banelings, he can still capitalize and maybe try and pull off a victory. But this is a lot of Banelings. 4 Banelings coming into the natural. No Spine Crawler
actually
yet.
just gonna run by with those other units. These Banelings. Actually, 2 of them getting picked off and not killing anything. Not really a lot of kills for those 4 Banelings.
But
and in the
Nerchio.
main, looks like most of that gets cleaned up, and yeah.
Nerchio just going straight for the main. There's no queen up here. There's no injects going on. This really is going to kill the larva count. And his only drone's trying to drill in to defend, but Nerchio is just doing so much damage, George.
Oh, and then the surround by the drones there, actually. Chtors with a nice recovery, kind of. Loses some of his own lings, but there's a follow-up of more and more lings.
And he's actually focusing down the low lings, but oh, that Baneling hit so good. Transfusing the drones? What the what?
The 16 harvesters now on the map for Chtors versus the 31 for Nerchio.
And the big key thing here is there was such a severe lack of injects going on at the main for all of that Chtors doesn't have the larva to really replace these drones. And Ord, without that second hatchery, I don't want to be that commentator who calls it too early, but this might already be over. It's going to take a lot of mistakes on Nerchio's part for Chtors to bring back victory.
Chtors was looking for that little gap, maybe to get some Zerglings in, or perhaps hide them, morph them to Banelings. That would have been huge for him. Doesn't find an opening at all. Nerchio on top of it, he's returning now with more Zerglings, a couple of Banelings, but they're super slow, so they'll get there eventually. Queen now pushing forward, but Nerchio doesn't care. He's gonna morph Banelings and blow stuff up.
He's moving a Spine Crawler to the bottom of his opponent's ramp board. I can't even. I thought that was Chtors' Spine Crawler.
I did too. And actually, Baneling trade there pretty decent for Chtors.
He's throwing away a lot of Banelings, though.
Oh, Banelings everywhere.
He is throwing Banelings away the worst way.
On those lings, but there's still so many Banelings.
Oh, they sneak right past the Queen. Drones are going to try and intercept.
Oh, Roach, nice position there. Chtors handled that really well, actually.
He's still holding on to this, absolutely, Ord, but Nerchio is causing a ton of damage in each and every one of these attacks, but strangely enough, the resources lost fairly even. A lot of that's due to those Banelings.
Oh, the Spine Crawler's not coming anymore. He's turning around.
Where did he get to? Halfway? Yeah, he got halfway across the map and said, forget it.
More lings coming.
Oh, he gets the Queen in the main. And there was no inject. Oh, he got the Queen before the inject went off, too. Or the larva count for Chtors has been abysmal this game, and it's even worse now, but another drone goes down. These roaches clean up as best they can, but 26 workers picked off over the course of this game. That's more workers than Chtors currently has on the field, guys.
Oh, that's a rough statistic. And looking at the army values, Chtors actually decent there because of the roaches that he's got out, but Nerchio just is going to get more ahead because he's droning up again. He's got enough time. He's got overlords in position to see the fact that, yeah, there are roaches coming towards him. Maybe not, actually, so he's got even more time. Nerchio. It's kind of a beast, yeah.
Yeah.
I like it.
Very scary. I do wish at this point he'd throw in more Banelings, though, not because it'd be effective to the game by any means, because it'd be a lot more fun for us to watch. Because what we're going to have to watch now is Chtors trying to make a recovery from this. Now again, I don't want to get too down in the dumps about him. If Nerchio does some really stupid things, maybe gets cocky, I've seen him lose cocky games in the past.
Yes.
That's the only real opportunity Chtors has to get back into this, but a straight up macro, a straight up fight, if Nerchio is paying any semblance of attention. Full wall off coming down here. A really intelligent choice when he's in such a desperate situation, but Nerchio just busts through this pretty easily, or even the rocks if he wanted to.
Yeah, and with it being roaches and not just Ling Baneling, this is actually going to be just fine for Nerchio. He's going to be able to be a bit standoffish, take out one, stream some of the Lings in. Here he goes. Great getting the queens involved there, but there's just so many roaches hugging in. Drones are now getting pulled. Ch.Gators really does not want to lose this game. He wants to stay alive. He wants the €100. But roaches from Nerchio are still, a couple of them anyway, coming across the map as he expands.
Yeah, Ch.Gators just hanging on by a thread at this point. I mean, you could, if this guy sneezes, he might just go into like pure stroke. But GG, well played, it's called.
That's it. Our victor.
Yeah.
ZOTAC EU with Acer.Nerchio.
Pocketing €100, we'll walk home with a 3-1 victory. Not too shabby.